Sorry.
Five times! 2, 3,
Welcome everybody to our next episode of Flashpoint. So it is yours truly, the host of the show, Jim Connors, also known as Austin O'Connor. And here I am with my special guest today.
Joe Likeaboss, Joseph Anthony.
All right, and then of course we got this guy over here.
Scorpion, also known as Tom.
All right, so Joe, I gotta say, it's great to have you here. All right, I had a few questions for you about how about wrestling. Really, that's why we're all here, right?
That's why we're here.
Yeah, man.
So, well, you started out in NUW, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So originally it was known as something else beforehand, right? It was BEW, right?
Yep.
So what was BEW like? I have to ask.
BEW, man.
Yeah.
Like a home, you know, kind of like we were talking about before.
Yep.
Prior to rolling, but BEW, man, it was something that we kind of built from the ground up. I came into it when Navon was still having a trampoline in his backyard, right? And we were just wrestling and just having a good time. And then one thing led to another. He got the ring, you know, and that was big for us. And then we started seeing the YouTube views skyrocket, which was cool because we didn't know how many people actually would like to see us, you know, wrestle in a ring, and it was just a lot of fun, man. So BEW for me was just like that foundation that kind of got me going.
All right. How long was BEW around then? Because when I was trying to watch through the channel, I was seeing more of the when you guys had the ring. I didn't get to the part where you guys had the trampoline.
I mean, I was late to the party even. I think like BEW technically started all the way back in like 2012.
Okay.
Could be wrong. Navon can tell you the whole story, and then I got in there in 2014, I want to say, when he still had that trampoline, and then he eventually converted it to NUW in 2015, I believe, 2015, 2016, somewhere around there, and ever since it's been NUW. 2016, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that's when I was like finding more there with BEW, because I was seeing that you were having a rivalry or like a story with Yankee at that time.
Right. Yep. Yankee came in, and I guess a big thing changing the conversion from BEW to NUW was like BEW was such like a common backyard entertainment. Wrestling was so common. When you search that up on YouTube, so many things would come up. NUW was kind of like our thing. There's one Newburgh Underground Wrestling. There's one NUW. That's it. There's no, when you search NUW, our stuff comes up now. That's just us. There's no argument about it. You know?
Yeah.
NUW is very common, so that's why we kind of went with the switch.
I saw that too, because when I looked up BEW, I kept finding all sorts of different ones. When I typed in Newburgh Underground Wrestling, boom, that's when the channel popped up. All right, now you said you came in late. I thought you were around from the beginning. So what got you into it? What got you into all this
the world
crazy
of
hobby,
crazy
Oh, dude.
this crazy hobby of ours.
So how long you got to roll? It's a long story.
So listen, we could go up to an hour on this, okay? That's what our last episode was.
So like ultimately what it is like, what is it that grabs you? That was like, you know what, this wrestling thing seems pretty cool. You know, this is awesome. And then to the point to where it's like, you know what, I want to give this a shot.
Yeah, man. So I owe all that motivation to do it to Jordan Oliver. You guys, if you are a fan of wrestling, especially indie wrestling, smaller wrestling promotions, you know Jordan Oliver. Right. Me and him actually met when I was in second grade. He was in first grade. That's how long ago this dates back. I think he was like 7 or 8 years old.
All right.
And him and his sister rode the bus, same as me. I didn't know this kid. And his sister's name was Della, right? That's important because I was making a second grader, 7-year-old genius joke, and I was saying that her name was Della, and then I changed it to Jella, and then I changed it to Jello, right? Classic.
All right.
And Jordan, at that time, first grade Jordan, was not a fan of that. Me calling his sister Jello. He was not a fan, and he gave me that I didn't even know this kid at the time. Gave me that stare down and gave me one of these, you know? He was like, I'm going to come beat you up, right, so to speak. And he ran at me, and I picked him up, and I slammed him on the seat. And then I got off the bus because it was my stop. And then the next day, we go to ride the bus, and I'm sitting next to him. And he comes up to me and he goes, yo, dude, that was so cool. You slammed me just like John Cena does. And I was like, who? And then he was like, John Cena, man, you don't watch wrestling? And I was like, nah, I don't. And he goes, dude, let me show you. And we used to hang out every single day after that, and we'd watch wrestling, and he showed me. His favorite wrestler at the time was John Cena. I mean, as every little kid's was at that time. He was the biggest star in wrestling, right? At that time, every little kid idolized him. And then slowly but surely, we got into it. And then, yeah, that's how it all started. Started from actually a basement. We would wrestle in. And then sooner or later, Della, ironically, came back into the picture. She knew Navon from high school. Navon was a little older than us. And then Della was like, hey, my little brother likes to wrestle. Can he come wrestle at your house with you guys? And then Jordan went. Jordan brought me, and then
there you go.
the rest
And that's
was
where it
history.
started. Huh.
The rest was history.
All right. Huh. I was gonna say we started in the basement too, but we already told them how that happened. But that's actually kind of cool, though. You know. So it was first almost a fight that started.
So we've been fighting ever since, you know.
So regardless on how big Jordan gets, the one thing that you can hold over him forever is the fact that you were the one who slammed him.
Oh, dude, I beat him up multiple times.
Multiple
times. I was always bigger than him growing up. It was like we were like brothers, man. We would fight, whatever. But at the end of the day, dude, we fucking loved each other, man. And we're, to this day, man, he's still one of my good friends. You know, we still talk to this day. So proud of him and everything he's done. You know,
I think that's one of the weird things that, like, earlier on, like before social media hit and everything like that, like wrestling was always just like we were talking, you know, before, good guy versus bad guy and this and that, whatever. And it got to a point where you really believe that these guys really hated each other, really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then as the years progressed, it was the world famous, I believe it was Hacksaw
and
the Iron Sheik got pulled over, and you know, I think they got busted for like cocaine or something. But like here, these two guys are on TV and in all these towns, mortal enemies, and here they are driving together to the next show. And then that was where I think that was where the crack started to break between. Wait a minute.
They're really friends.
They're
usually
really
the
friends.
best rivalries are like good friendships behind the scenes. That's usually how it goes.
But like, I really like how with wrestling, you know, you can have that bond, you can have that friendship, and then once you get in that ring, you know, you can tell a total different story. Beat the hell out of each other. You got fans yelling at you, screaming at you, and all this and that. You know, they're gonna kick your butt as soon as they see you out back. You know, for beating up their favorite, blah blah blah. And then like in the mix of like beating the hell out of each other, you're going, and then in those brief moments, you know, we do break the fourth wall a little bit here, but those brief moments where we're in there, you know, we're kind of communicating to each other. It's, you know, I had my fair share. I think it was with Felix for the first time, stepping in the ring with him. And
that's a tough man to step in the ring with, bro.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure this happened to you, and I would like to know if it did, who it was with. But for me, getting to NUW was fantastic. Like, finally made it. That's awesome and everything. And then I was told, listen, you're going to be part of King of the Yard. I was like, yeah, dude, awesome. Yeah, we're going to be part of this. And then due to the fact that there were so many people that couldn't make it, you know, a lot of the matches got shorter and everything. So I was supposed to win round one and go into round two and face Shadow. Well, it just became, okay, round one. And I'll never forget, I was behind the curtain. You know, we're all kind of just chilling and everything like that. And Shadow and I are sitting there, we're talking. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, like, okay, guys, you guys are up. She's like, all right, cool, yeah. You know, and then like we're fine tuning everything. So I'm telling Shadow, and I was like, listen, you know, like, not worried about the knees, not worried about that or anything like that. Just want to let you know, like, I'm definitely left ear. So any communication, You got to go to my right one. He's like, no problem, no problem. Well, I just want to let you know that, there ain't no pussy fighting. Chops are real. So now it's sinking in.
That's Felix.
All right. So now, all right, here we go. All right. Yeah, I got this. I'm ready. So I'm replaying what we got to do. Get on out there, get in the ring, do my thing. Now this is the moment. All of a sudden, that music hits. And then all of a sudden, he comes through. And he stops. And he stares. As soon as that moment hits, and I know, shit, I'm at King of the Yard. NUW. Shadow's the champ. And it's freaking Shadow. I'm going to die. So the whole entire match is going.
That's what I was going to say. I thought you were going to forget the entire thing. Right?
I forgot.
Oh, dude, everybody's been.
I forgot everything. Yo. It was absolute straight like starstruck. It was like meeting your biggest like idol for the first time and whatever. And I was just like, and I forgot everything. And like I remember at some point in that match, I think it was when we were doing chops. We kind of like we pulled each other in or something like that, and then. The fans were going crazy. They were just like, do it again. Chop him again. Chop him. Oh, yeah, because I was chopping Felix. I was getting him back. And then I think Navon kickstarted it. And then everybody else started chiming in. Yeah, do it again. And I chopped him and I leaned in. And I was just like, this is so fucking awesome, dude. But I'm so sorry. And then like I chopped him one more time. And then they were cheering for like one more. And I'm just like, okay, you got to reverse this. And then like he was just like, no problem. And then all of a sudden I went for
Felix
chop
will give you yours.
Wham!
Felix will give you yours.
Well, like it was really cool because you have that moment where you're Star Trek, and then in the middle of the match you get so into it, including with that bond that you have with somebody. It's pretty cool how we can sneak in there or get a quick lock up or whatever, and then just talk amongst ourselves and be like, "This is awesome! Like we got him." Yeah. And then like as soon as you break off, it's you're right back to beating the hell out of each other, and the fans are all ticked off or they're happy or whatever. Then as soon as you get through that curtain, it's like, man, give me a hug, man. That was awesome. That was great.
Oh yeah, dude.
So you go from one extreme to the other, man. So for you, what was that moment for you?
I'm gonna get in trouble for talking about it, bro. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. It hasn't happened yet. NUW hasn't uploaded it yet. Oh. I love you, Devon, but dude, man, we gotta get these videos out. All right, where is this? Is this getting uploaded to your channel?
This goes up to.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. The fans that are watching this right now are gonna get a little sneak preview of something that they probably shouldn't. So just stay tuned for this. Okay. I'm gonna talk about it. So it was what's going to be NUW's final show, okay? And Navon pulled me aside, and he was like, dude, like, I got a couple ideas for your last opponent, but I have one in mind in particular. Who better, I already talked about him before, who better than Jordan Oliver for your last match, right? Who fucking better in NUW? Joseph Anthony, Jordan Oliver, one more time, toe-to-toe, NUW. The amount of times that we versus extraordinary. And I had a similar moment to you. I go through the curtain. I get in the ring first. Of course, it's always the one who enters first. I'm sitting there. His music hits. It's not my song I made for him. He's going back to his old NUW theme. Biggie Smalls theme.
Old school now.
He didn't want to use my theme because he just wanted to throw a little salt in the wound. And then he gives me a look, and I'm like, dude, I kind of forgot everything that we fucking talked about. Like, I forgot every fucking thing that we talked about. And I was like, fuck, But the second we locked up, it's crazy. At that point, we hadn't wrestled in years. Like, probably a good year, 2 years.
Oh, was that the show where it was like it was surprised that he showed up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And when we locked up, it was like chemistry right back from the start. And we had that like, all right, let's do it. And everything was so smooth. And the crowd was, the people, we had probably maybe 15, 20 people there, maybe. But it felt like 100 people were there. Just fucking everybody was like, oh! As soon as he came through the curtain, as soon as the bell rung and we stood off, everybody was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And like that moment, we just stopped and we just absorbed everything that was going on from the crowd that was there and all the hardcore NUW fans that were there. and everybody that will be watching at home because that hasn't gone up yet. And it was just one of those moments that was just like, oh shit, like this is fucking awesome.
Like I think I remember that.
That's supposed to be a surprise though. So
sorry, I won't talk. I won't talk about it. Then.
you can talk. We can talk about it here, but it stays here. And so everybody that's
Sorry, fans, you're not going to know who won. You're not going to know what happened in that match.
I can't talk about it anymore.
Just that's it.
I wasn't even supposed to say that.
Now I'll just throw in my 2 cents here, and then he can yell at me as well. Okay. So I remember I'm pretty sure I was there too, because I remember when both of you guys were like there, and it was like the match was like almost like both of you were like on each other basically. So it was almost like you were saying, the chemistry was right there, and it was like watching something off of like actual TV. Like you guys were just right there. It was so fluent and connected.
Very few moments, I want to say. Well, probably in pro wrestling you get it a lot more. Well, not really so much anymore, but you rarely get it in the backyard scene. Is that moment you were talking about? You know, that bell rung and you guys were just standing there and everybody was just zoned in, you know, and like the chant started right away and everything. That's something that doesn't happen a lot at all, including in the backyard, you know. And so to be able to do that is like huge, dude. So kudos to both of you, man, because you guys, like you said, you guys haven't been in the ring together for X amount of time, you know. And then you know, he's there, and it's just all just like the whole place just.
I almost wanted to pull him aside like you did to Felix. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. I was like, nah, I can't do it. I'm not cheesing. I'm not marking out. Fuck that. I'm zoned in like we're doing this shit. And there was a few big spots in that match. We kept it fairly simple for the most part, but like there was moments in that match where everybody was like on their feet, like, oh shit. It was awesome, man. It was an awesome fucking match. That was probably the best case scenario for my last match in NUW. That was probably best case scenario. Yeah, hopefully it continues after that, but that's Novan's plan as of right now. That's it. Right. That's it. So we'll see what goes on.
See, me and Shadow, it was I believe it was Twitter. Somebody made a comment on Twitter about he had Shadow doing his old face paint thing, and then you had Scorpion the Assassin showing up. Because I think as far as NUW goes, that's it for face painting is me and Shadow.
Novin.
Yeah,
right?
Novin's another face painter, but I don't think, like, now off the top of my head.
But like you really got to call out Novin, you know what I mean? Before,
you got to bring Novin out.
Yeah, exactly.
That, you know.
So there was a few people that were on Twitter. They were just like, we want to see these two go at it, kind of a deal. And then I remember we went to NUW, and then Shadow was all just like, hey man, so when we're gonna have our match? And I just started laughing. I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, man, whenever you want, you know, we'll talk to whoever. We'll have it booked. We'll have it set up ready to go. And he was just like, no, I'm being serious. And I'm just like, yeah, man, cool. Yeah, man, we could. Like I was playing it cool, totally cool the whole entire time until I got to the car. The moment I got to the car, I looked at Austin and I was just like, yo, Shadow wants to get rid of it.
He was like,
I'm gonna die, dude.
He was like,
good,
man. That's like nerding out, okay? Like
totally nerding out. You know, it's like, oh man, this is gonna be crazy, dude. And then like there were so many people that I wanted to get in the ring with from NUW that I'm really thankful that whether it was NUW or whether it was in UWF, I had the opportunity to. Whether it was I was out my game and everything went smoothly, or whether it was because for a while I made huge mistakes. It was WBW. I was going against Dabbing Jay. There was a tag team match, and everybody told me don't get in the ring. Something bad is gonna happen. And I was just like,
usually that's a sign for you to be like, okay,
yeah,
like, listen to those people, because chances are.
Well, I didn't.
He didn't.
I didn't.
Thing is that we were in a tag match together.
Yeah. So we were doing it up, and then the other thing that I did that I never did before was I went over to Julia, and I was like, all right, cool, we're gonna head on in, we're gonna do our thing, and I gave her a kiss, and she goes, okay, good luck. Never would do that ever before. So in the match, we're going along, we're doing our thing. All of a sudden, I go for the splash. And Dabbing just turned just a little bit. And then when he turned a little bit, that set me off in a totally different direction. So instead of hitting the splash like I normally do, my feet came together. And as soon as they came together, the knee completely blew.
Ooh.
Like it was done.
Yep.
And so he went ahead and like he finished the match. They were gonna call it, but it was the Creed going on and winning the tag belts and everything, and I didn't want to jeopardize that for him. So I was just like, no, just keep it going. Just have him finish it up, and then we'll play it off as if that's how tough he is.
Yeah.
And then
we had to make up the entire end scene on that spot.
Yeah, the whole thing
like
was
he was supposed
right
to take
there. So then I blew out the knee, and it wasn't until then because Cyrus was there, and Cyrus told us like, you want me to call Brian because we had a match coming up because Powers and I.
I think you guys also had that tag match.
Going
Brian
against
also.
Brian.
Mr. Judgment, we should
Yeah,
say. But.
yeah, and we were winning the DBW tag team titles. So I told Cyrus, I go, no, don't tell Brian anything yet. Like, let me heal up. And he goes, you're done. And I'm just like, no, I'm not. So sure enough, the knee was gone.
Freaking warrior.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen. He's a warrior, damn it.
So like the knee was gone. And what did I do? I went down to DBW.
And you did it anyway.
And I wrestled.
Oh my goodness.
And it was so hard, so painful, so hard. Every time I got into the ring, Brian would tag me and get me back out because we made it like a tornado tag kind of deal. But then because of doing that, things weren't healing properly. So now here comes NUW. So now I was like, crap, like the knee's nowhere near where I need to. And then next thing I know, it's like, hey, guess what? You're facing Johnny Reed. And I'm just like, yes, awesome. And I'm just like, knee's only got 30%. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I go in and I had my match against Johnny Reed, and that match was like botch city. And I was trying anything and everything just to stay up long enough and everything. So once the match was over, I was just like, dude, we got to redo it. I let Johnny down. Like that's just a piece of crap. I don't want that air. That's not NUW quality. So then we tried it again, just keep on pushing the limits on the knee. So the other one starts to go. So that's where, for a while, I made my mistakes as far as wrestling.
That's how you have a short-lived career, Tom. It's cool to be a warrior, but like when it comes crunch time, you got to put your health first, man. And if you're hurt, you're not 100%, it's best to just heal, get to 100%. Don't run that risk of re-injury, long-term injury, making it worse than it already is.
So what kind of injuries have you had?
Nothing serious. Thank God. The worst thing I've ever had, I think, was a tailbone.
Wait,
bruise.
What?
Tailbone bruise. That was it.
How? I'm kind of curious on how this happened.
So,
all right, well, with that smile,
training.
I think you're thinking of something else. But,
no,
let's
training.
talk
Training.
about it.
Oh, training.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
now his smile look. It did not look like he was talking about
the one thing that we can
Dude, that
all
is not a fun injury to make jokes about, okay? You know how painful it was for me to sit down? Damn it.
The one thing that we can sit here and say is that wrestlers are some of the, as people call them on, shystiest people. You talk about pranks.
Oh, yeah.
So, tailbone was something kind of like, what the hell going to happen?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I had
and my jaw, but that was something different, too. So, yeah, I was actually training, and I think I was just running a quick little match with somebody. It was something stupid like that, not even during a match. And I went for a leg drop, and I just landed on the tailbone. I felt it.
Oh.
And as soon as I felt it, the shooting pain kind of came up, and I was like, oh, shit. And then everything, it messes up more than you think, man. You can't sit properly. It was a pain. I did the mistake too, just trying to work through it. But then I was like, man, I gotta sit this one out because we'll stand this one out because I couldn't sit. So I was just like, fuck, man, I gotta take a break, take a breather. And then other than that kept me out for like maybe a couple weeks, nothing too serious. And then one time we were doing a dark match, me and Johnny actually, and he went for head kick in the corner. Dark match. Just for the fans out there during intermission, just a little something stupid.
Right.
Don't undermine those things, man. I made that mistake of just saying, oh, no biggie.
Right.
Johnny made the same mistake. Oh, no biggie. Give me a head kick. Jaw locked up. I was like, oh, shit. Like, this is fucked. Like, couldn't fucking move my mouth type shit. I was like, oh, shit. This is bad. Like, what the fuck? And I I couldn't eat. That was a pain. But yeah, after that, I was like, all right, I gotta chill out.
Yeah.
So if you've learned anything from what I just said, if you're doing something stupid like training, dark matches, don't undermine those things, man. Just because it's not the real deal, no matter what it is, when you're in the ring, safety first.
Absolutely.
Safety first.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Don't go to your basics. Don't do anything stupid or out of the ordinary just because it's a dark match or it's just training. It's always treat it like the real deal, no matter what.
Well, I feel you on that jaw though, like not being able to eat and stuff.
Oh man, I was trying to eat and like I was like, oh god, it hurts. Like it was just terrible. So
or even if you're trying to talk for so long and then your jaw starts to lock up. Like
that's
that
what it was. I had like a locked jaw type thing.
I remember when he wrestled Johnny. It was for DBW, right?
Yeah, it was DBW. I was wrestling Johnny also, and it was he was on the top rope. He went. I forgot what it's called. It was where he jumped, do the spin, land.
450 probably.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was his foot, but it was his hand. He got me onto the jaw when he did the flip. He did another one. It wasn't planned, and I even saw it too. He wasn't expecting it to happen either for another flip. And he came down, hit me in the jaw, instantly dislocated.
Man, Donnie, what's with you and hitting people's jaws, man? What's with you, man?
Johnny, we love you. We love you, man.
Johnny,
what's with you? I got some beef now.
No, like that hurt Johnny. Like it hurt me, but it hurt
Johnny
so
like
much.
Johnny was all done.
Yeah.
Like we were just, dude, man, we got some more filming to do. Nope, I'm out. Then like his phone, like he wouldn't answer any messages or anything like that. I remember we were at the house, we were getting ready to clean up and everything. He was at the hospital. Johnny and everybody was there. Perillo, I think, was there.
Yeah, Perillo, Alan, and Johnny. I remember they came to the hospital with him after.
So then Julia hits me up and she's all just like, hey, listen, you know, what are you doing? Like, are you coming? And I go, yeah, I got to go in and go get cleaned up and everything like that. And she goes, well, you need to get here. And I'm just like, all right. So apparently everybody told the nurses a totally different story.
So mind you, let's say how the room looks right now. Okay. I'm in the bed, can't talk. Okay. Mom's over in the corner. There's Johnny on my side. Alan and Mike are over by like where the nurse was talking. We just told her we're all messing around. I fell down the stairs. Boom. There goes my jaw.
You can't say you were wrestling.
You can't say we're wrestling.
Nope, not at all. You gotta leave that out.
Gotta just leave it up the picture. He fell. He fell.
I fell. All right. This guy walks into the room, still in gear, has the face paint on.
So that whole story
totally didn't blow your cover.
And the nurse was right there staring at you right when you walked in and said that you were done clearing up the ring.
So you fell, huh?
You fell, yeah. Good job.
How long did that story last?
So then she looked at me and said, oh, you could have just said you were wrestlers. This isn't the first time someone came in for this. And I was like, all right. Just like that. All right.
That's another thing, guys. Be honest with your medical staff. They can't help you if you lie to them. They can help you best if you're just like, look, this is what happened. You know, fix me.
What are you more a fan of? Are you a fan of the classics, or are you a fan of all the new stuff, or is it a little bit of both?
I think I would go with a little bit of both.
Okay.
I can appreciate the old school for what it is. You know, a lot of the. I mean, there seems to be this battle between old school and new school. Like, no, it needs to be this way, and then no, it's this way. You know, the classic old man on the sidewalk, like, no, you kids, you can't be flipping and doing this crazy stuff. And the people are like,
you got the boomer
guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to do what we want to do. There's no need for any of that hostility, man. Wrestling is love, man. It's art. It's creativity, however you put it. I think as long as you're, most important thing, hands down, as long as the crowd is into it and they're a part of it and they feel that way and can appreciate your art for what it is, it don't matter what your style is, man. As long as you got them hooked, you're golden. And I'm a fan of just good art.
Have you ever had a moment where you were in a match and it was going, in your opinion, in your opponent's opinion, it was going nice and smooth, but the fans were just not there? Like they were like completely zoned out. Talking about, Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever else kind of reveal and everything.
Now you point me out.
Yeah. So like,
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Nothing wrong with that.
have you ever had a moment where you just wanted to just stop mid-match and just kind of just roll out the ring and be like,
it's over. Let's wrap it up.
like, what's up? Or like,
Yeah.
just grab one of them and be like, oh, you think this is
You gotta,
going?
like,
Come
shake
here,
them.
let's go. Get in the ring.
Yeah, right. I think for me in particular, it really depends. There's one match that comes to mind with where I guess not necessarily the crowd wasn't into it. I was just expecting more out of them.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that many people. It was an NUW taping. It was me versus David Lowell. This was around the Fight for Freedom time.
Okay.
And we decided to go a different route in the match. Like we wanted to start at 100. And we thought, hey, you know, Joseph Anthony, David Lowell. At that time, David and me were pretty big names.
Yes.
Right? And we thought the people would be into it. And I guess like as we were going on we started it off with something crazy. I can't quite remember, but I remember I tombstoned him at one point. And I was expecting the people to be like, oh! But then everybody else was kind of like, oh, yeah, you know. It was like not as big as I thought. And I was just like, damn, man, like, fuck. You know? And it's hard once you hit that drought where the crowd's not really feeling it. You got to have like veteran experience to really bring them back, like bring them back a match from the dead.
Right.
I didn't necessarily want to roll out and take somebody in the ring, but I think at that point I was kind of just like, damn, you know, I was expecting more. But like, you know, you feed off the crowd's energy, and if they're not really feeling it, you know, you just wrap it up. You don't drag it out, trying to do crazy things to get them into it. It's just sometimes it's either there or it's not. And unfortunately, that's the only time, luckily for me, that was the one and only time I can really recall that it was like that, and I needed to just kind of wrap it up.
Right.
And we did. And, but luckily that was it. You know, it wasn't anything like, oh, man, like, you know, this is devastating. But if anything, it just motivated me to be better for next time. And I reached out to some of my core guys that I reach out to learn and get advice from, and they gave me some good advice, and I was like, okay. You know, we kind of went away from the basics, kind of got a little too far from it, I think. Right. We just kind of needed to bring it back. Okay. And that was kind of the deal there. So that's kind of how it goes, hands down. The basics are online for a reason. I mean, you can skew away from them and be your own person for sure. 100%. I'm all for that. But sometimes it's just if you get too far from it, it can bite you and be bad. Right. And that happens, you know.
So this guy over here, when he got into wrestling, he like analyzed Jake the Snake. And like one of the things that he analyzed was that DDT. And awesome. And I will not lie, when he first started doing it, it was all right. Like I could, you know, go down, do what I gotta do, and this and that, whatever. Like it was how we were talking earlier about how there are some wrestling that just seems way too rehearsed, it's too ballet-ish kind of a deal. You could really get his DDT like down really good. Like you can like just watch the mat come and draw or something real quick, and you know, and then like hit the mat.
You got plenty of time.
To react. Now he has it down to where as soon as like he gets you in, you better be ready because if he'll just drop kind of a deal. You know what I mean? For you, obviously you have your signature moves, you have your finisher and everything like that. What was it like sifting through the world of wrestling for moves and pick those things?
That's a good question, man. I mean, when you pick a finisher, like I've also helped people pick theirs, and I've also like helped train people and stuff like that, and people have helped train me. So that's what's awesome about wrestling. So
right, you helped me make my comeback too.
Right. Yep. That's like prime example. Yeah. But like you know, it's like you give and you take, right? It's big things when you think about, okay, what's going to be my finisher, what's going to be my signature, right? So I guess I have the neck breaker where I throw you in the corner, you give me the boots, I throw you on the rope, I give you the neck breaker. That's a signature staple. I have the cutter, very simple. I use the GTS, and sometimes I turn it to the cutter, you know? I guess you want to really think like you want something. Well, you can have one, you can have two, multiple moves. You want it to be something that you can use universally. You want something that you can do when you're thrown in there versus anybody, you know? Like a guy my size, you're kind of in the middle of the pack. You're not small. You're not big. Right. There's going to be guys you can pick up. There's going to be guys you just can't, right? So I think most importantly, when you're sifting through moves that look cool, that you like to do, that are safe, safe, not going to send anybody to the hospital and make you have to tell the nurse that you fell, you know. Big thing is just you want it to be universal. So that's
Okay.
kind of what I went with the cutter. I've been using it since I started in NUW. Actually, BEW. Actually, I've been using the cutter for a long time. Classic, very easy. I thought it was super cool. Vine was super popular. You know, everybody was freaking giving people RKOs out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool move. I like the unpredictability of it. You can put it anywhere. That's what really gave me that staple of, all right, this is what I'm going to do. And getting back to the comeback thing, because the neck breaker, if you've noticed, it's part of my comeback.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jordan actually helped me with that comeback when me and him were trading.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
I was like, I kind of had a different one. I had a very basic one, right, that they give you the one when you're training, it's just 2 strikes, so like a line, and a scoop slam. That's your comeback, right? They go for a line, you duck it, you give them a scoop slam.
Okay.
That's like the basic wrestling 101. Here's a comeback. You're green. You're new to this. Take this, use it.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and Jordan were kind of working on things, and he was like, nah, dude, let's do this. And I was like, huh. And he gave it to me in the ring, and I was like, that's awesome. I'm using that. And that's kind of where I got that from. So I was like, shit, you know, you give and take. You know, some guys will give you ideas, and then sometimes you just run with it. And I've been running with that that happened years ago, so I've been running with that for a couple of years now. Same thing, like hopefully you take that comeback, you make it your own if you want, do what you want with it. But if you want, you can take it and run with it for as long as you'd like until you feel, all right, I want to change it up, you know, or I'll stick with this. It works. So that's just how it goes, man. When you're picking moves, you just kind of stick with it, and then people recognize you for it. So it's good not to change it all the time and be coming out with something new all the time. You can, but it's just good to have that staple so people think of you, like you think of Randy Orton, right? You think of the RKO, you know, you think of Undertaker, you think of the choke slam, the last right, you think of, you know, you kind of establish your name, your moves, this is who you are, and that's kind of a big deal with that.
So sifting through all that stuff,
safe,
going through moves and all this and that and everything, you know, being you know, universal. You yourself are pretty universal. Like you are a very well known and established wrestler.
Thank you.
And then on top of that, you're a pretty well known, you know, artist as well.
Yes, sir. Got the tattoos, you know.
So how did all that come about? The whole music thing, like like was it just one day you were just kind of just, for like some people with music, it's just, you know, they just always listen to it and everything, and then it's kind of just, hey, let me give it a shot, or was it like there was one specific artist that just kind of just caught you, and then you were just like, let me see if I can do that?
I like that question a lot, Tom. I like that a lot. I can talk about this for a while. Completely different from wrestling, completely different perspective. One common theme between everything that I do is I like to entertain.
Okay.
It's one of my things. I've always loved to be creative. I love to create work of art and put it out there for people to see and hopefully enjoy, right?
Okay.
I've always liked that when it came to, you know, wrestling, music, making videos, whatever it was. I've always loved to just put stuff out there. It's just passionate of mine. I'm sure you guys feel the same, right? You're passionate about making things, creating things, whatever it is, putting it out there for people. Music for me was just really about where I grew up, how I grew up. Music was a big thing. Hip hop was a huge thing in Newburgh where I grew up, and just everybody idolize these rappers, right? Because a lot of them came from nothing and then turned that nothing into something spectacular, into money, into things that we never had but always dreamed of having, right? So that was like a common theme for people, like, oh man, this is a way out. You know, this is a way I can get out of here. This is a way I can be my own person and be creative in myself. And I guess what really got me into that was what really took off for me when I started putting music out there. I always loved the rap. I always loved like little ciphers at school and stuff. But like what really pushed it was high school, being with the group of friends that I still have to this day, Shout out to Jerome. He goes by Written in Rome. Shout out to Jerron. He goes by Ronaldo Cash. Shout out to Ahmad. He goes by Hood Soul. A lot of you wrestling fans have no idea who those people are. No idea. But if you, I have a song on Apple Music. Not to promote.
No, do it. Do it.
Listen,
Okay,
This is the time.
I try not to shove my music down people's throats.
No, do it. This is the
I'll say this
time.
at the end of the show. We always do promotions to small things. Like if you have music you want to promote, you can promote it. So,
Awesome.
So
That's
there you
sweet.
go.
Okay, so I guess I have the green card to go ahead and do
You have
this.
the green card.
Yes.
So there's a
There
song
you go,
out.
green card. Right
Green
there.
card. Look
Oh,
at
look at that. I got the
Legit.
green card right here.
And also on the back, it'll help you out just in case. It's a scapegoat. So.
There we go. Awesome. I have a song on Apple Music, multiple songs. I, in fact, have a whole project coming out, but one song in particular. If you want to know who those individuals that I named are, Written in Rome, Ronaldo Cash, we did a song together. It's called FaceTime. It's on Apple Music. It's a great song. The three of us came together. Me and Jerome got a little competitive when we were making our verses, and we were like, nah, I think mine was better. And he's like, nah, because we all started around the same time.
Okay.
We're all on Apple Music. We all are on Spotify. We all have a decent following. We all are kind of competitive in that way. So shout out to them, man. They're awesome. And if you enjoy, hip hop, if you enjoy like that side of things, you might enjoy my music. You might not. It's okay. But either way, it's just Joe Likeaboss, Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. I mean, I'm well involved in the wrestling world. A lot of wrestlers are, in fact, fans of me, which is really cool. Wrestlers reach out to me all the time. Shout out to Chip Day. He bought one of my songs for $300. Shout out to you, Chip Day. I appreciate you. I made him a theme song. I hope he's using it over in Atlanta. That'd be really dope. Jordan Oliver, obviously, he uses one of my songs as his entrance theme for Young, Dumb, and Broke, his group. It worked perfectly. I made the song. He has the group. It all came together. Bing,
Magic.
bang, boom. Magic. Something awesome. So, yeah, Joe Likeaboss. You know the vibes.
Nice.
I got to promote myself. Thanks, guys.
No problem. There you go.
But don't say anything about what I said earlier about the match. That never happened. Okay? None of that ever happened.
What match you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll just cut out the last 20 minutes.
There you go. There you go.
Oh man.
Tons of fun, dude.
I think. So while Austin was, because Austin will tell you, I grew up in the world of wrestling. I had family that worked in the industry. I found out that I was, some of it was by blood, some of it was by marriage, but there is relationships with certain wrestlers from way back in the day and everything.
Awesome.
So, and then Austin came in, later on. And so we were just like, listen, we're doing Flashpoint. Let's get some of these guys on here and everything. So we just say, let's get Joe.
Oh,
Well, let's bring
I
him on. and this and that.
appreciate that, guys. I really do.
Mhm.
So now we were just like, all right, so what exactly, can we go? Like, whereabouts can we hit? And this and that. So we were talking. So then I sat there and I was just like, you know what? Since you really aren't that in tune with a lot of the wrestling and everything, and then for him, he wasn't really logged into a lot of the backyard. Because great company, a lot of love and respect for those guys down there, including Wicked J and everything. But when I brought up him coming into backyard wrestling, one of the things that was popping up a lot was ESW. And those guys were extreme back in the day. They had the trampolines going on, light bulbs and everything. Wicked J was really...
Classic yard, man.
Dude,
That's why people watch the backyard, damn it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They want to see
exactly
lights.
that.
They want to see blood.
So then it's like, hey, babe, I want to get Austin into wrestling, and this is what we're going to be doing. And she saw that stuff, and she's no.
Yeah.
So
Man, I saw it. And I was like, I'll do everything but that.
so then he's not too familiar with a lot of the back stuff.
Okay.
So like you said, he had to go through some history, go through the NUW and BEW days and this and that, just kind of get some
This is homework. I like that.
Yeah.
So upon doing
All
his
aspects.
homework, upon doing his homework, he came across some footage
Okay.
of
All right.
something.
So it was also a mix that you had a question about this too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
when I
boy.
pointed it out.
Yeah.
So here. So because my handy dandy computer can do two screens at the same time.
Oh boy.
Here
All
we
right.
go, ladies and gentlemen.
Can they see what's going on?
Yes, they can.
can see everything he's doing right
Oh,
now.
that's awesome.
They can see and they can also hear. So,
BW Original,
we were watching
the
this
last
the other
survivor,
day. Okay.
NUW's champion,
So
Joseph
I want you to explain
Anthony,
something to me.
the last survivor. Yes, indeed.
I mean,
Look at that
Oh
young man.
my
Look at that
God.
man.
he was
Oh
fucking-
my God.
That was a long way, long deserved.
Not
Would
to my
you,
knowledge.
Goodness.
But
would you
he
look
was
at
wondering about the
that?
hair. Okay.
So,
The hair, the singlet.
the singlet guy
That was
going
given to me
on?
by an old head in the wrestling company that told me wear this singlet because it makes you look more professional. I ran with it for a while.
Mhm. So,
But, oh man, that was something. That was me. Oh shit.
Now you said that was like what 2014, 2015, right? At the end of BEW,
Probably
right?
around that time, yeah.
so there will
Yeah.
come.
Did your homework. You guys did your homework
That's
today.
what I mean. Like I had like like he knew more backyard than I did, and I was like I didn't know anything. Like
I mean, like, cause we came across footage of Perillo,
Right.
who was holy roly.
Yeah.
Like, big guy,
Yeah, he was big.
big guy.
I didn't recognize this in at first until he started talking.
Let's
Like,
see. You know the Blaze.
Yep.
Okay. Austin came across footage of Jordan Oliver, and Austin legitimately thought that it was the Blaze
for a
Yeah,
second.
because Jordan's
Similar in stature. At
voice was a little high,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just starting to crack.
Yep.
You know, so it was at that point and everything. So
Also, Blaze, I love you. If you're watching this, I ain't making fun of you at all. Like, just so you know.
To be compared to Jordan Oliver, dude, like that's awesome, man.
yeah, that's big. That's big right there. So, you know, in wrestling,
Mhm.
I don't know about the rap game. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if you guys have like stipulation battles or anything like that, whatever. But wrestling, we do. So, what would you do if you were ever put in a match to where if you lost, you had to go back to that style?
Oh man, that would take a while.
that
would take a while. I'd have to cut all my hair off and start again. I would have to. Yeah, that would be crazy. I don't know what I would do. It depends. The people want to see it.
You gotta,
That would be the big question.
you gotta go full. You gotta have like the whole, singlet going
Oh
on,
man, you want me
man.
to go back to the singlet days?
Oh, dude, woo!
Yeah, man. All right. If the people want to see it, but the people have to want to see it
True.
for me to do that.
True.
Like I'm not just gonna do that all willy nilly.
All right, so
People
everyone-
gotta say. There's got to be a lot
Down
of
in the
people.
comments. Down
Like
in
a
the
lot
comments.
of people,
Comments,
a lot of like not
Yeah,
one
down in the
person,
comments.
not Austin making a second account.
Yeah, I had like 30 million
I was
accounts,
gonna
just like you
say,
guys with characters.
we need proof that it's other people like that want to see that happen, and then maybe I'll consider it.
All right, so what's the goal we're looking at?
Oh man,
No, don't
this is
listen, man.
tough.
He's gonna
You're
rip
talking
it
about
high.
changing my whole lifestyle and going back like 6 years.
So
No,
how-
even if it's just a singlet, like
So how different are you from where you were then to where you are now? I mean, obviously the in-ring ability has skyrocketed and everything like that,
Thank
whatever.
you.
But the frame of mind compared to where you was then to where you are now, how big of a gap is that? Do you think?
Dude, like astronomical. right?
Really?
Dude, your ideals, as a people, our ideals change, right, over the
Right.
course of time. And my ideals then were so different than my ideals now. My experience then, my wisdom then is so different from my wisdom and experience now. Just having that 6-year gap, so much has changed, or 5 years, however long that was. So much has changed, so much in my life has changed for the better.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I gotta say, like, that kid is a totally different person than who I am now, and I'm proud to say that. I think I've changed in those 6 years, all
Mhm.
for the better. I think
Cool.
I've only improved. I've only gotten better since then. I want to see where I am in another 6 years,
Mhm.
honestly. But yeah, then that was a totally different time. Yeah, that's all I can really say about that. I mean, shit, man.
Can you say that the wrestling and the music really go hand in hand? Like just like we were talking before, like whether you're wrestling in front of 5 people, whether you're wrestling in front of 500 or more,
Right.
or whether you're just spitting out lyrics, just how we had it was Summer Bash.
Yeah.
And everybody just going, and you guys just grabbed the mic and you guys were just going, and
Yeah,
this
yeah,
and
yeah,
that,
yeah. That was a
whatever.
lot of fun. Same thing, dude.
Really?
100%. So I will say, a lot of people ask me that. That's a very common question I get. For those people that know that I do both the wrestling and the rapping, those are very different audiences, and a lot of people looking in will think those are two different worlds. Like, they don't collide at all. Like, they're completely different. Like, what are you talking about? Not really. It's not as different as you think. Actually, what's kind of cool is the route I went with the music, being that obviously Jordan has put my music out there a lot. Jordan will publicly say, oh, I listen to his music. I mean, he still makes my cover art to this day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's cool for that. He's actually making merch for me. Not out yet, but it will be. I will say, like, the fan base that is the wrestling world today, like the young kids today, being that hip-hop is the most popular genre in this day and age, a lot of the guys who are wrestling fans will come and listen to my music and then come reach out and be like, dude, that was awesome. Like, yo, I found you from here. I found you from here, whatever. I found you because of Jordan. I found you because, I didn't know you made music. I was an NUW fan, whatever. So those worlds, 100%, do actually mesh for me in particular pretty well. Because I think as a wrestler's perspective, seeing someone that can do something different and make music, but also kind of incorporate it with the wrestling world a little bit. I think that's pretty cool for the wrestling fans because they're like, wow, that's different, and that kind of brings some attention to that. Yeah. So, and also the same deal we were talking about, like, because I've done indie shows where I've wrestled in front of, nothing too crazy, like 100 people at like a high school or something. Now I step in front of like a Synergy Pro Wrestling where I do some performances. Shout out to Colin West. He pays me to perform. He's a really cool guy. He runs Synergy Pro Wrestling. He's super cool, super chill to work with. Always down to cover travels. Always down to get me booked. I'm actually going there in the spring. Same deal. Like, I was with my friend Robbie, who like kind of manages me a little bit, and I was at one of the Synergy Pro Wrestling shows, and I was going to rap Jordan out to the ring. Right, and I did that at CZW as well. That's on YouTube. When Jordan versus Casey Navarro. If you guys watched that on CZW, that was pretty popular. That got like 15,000 views. But like, even then, like, Robbie kind of pulled me aside and was like, "Dude, like, how do you just grab the mic and just nonchalant?" Like, they were like, "All right, Jordan, you're up. Oh, you're doing this? Okay, here's the mic. Go out there. You're starting now. Okay, music hits." Like 2 seconds. I'm talking, I'm chilling, whatever. Yo, what's up, guys? We're smoking blunts, whatever. I don't smoke anymore, but when I did, we're chilling, whatever. And they're like, all right, Joe, it's time to go.
And then you just get the mic and you just go.
And I just go. I know the words. I wrote the song, right? That's how I look at it. Well, no matter how many people are out there, I think at the CZW show is like a couple hundred people. Synergy Pro Wrestling had some really big shows. Now that COVID's a thing, right? There's not as many, so it's kind of a bummer for that, but whatever the size of the crowd is, it doesn't matter. The important thing is I just go out there and I just do it. And I think doing the wrestling shows, if I can be, in wrestling gear, wrestling somebody I've never met for the first time in front of all these people, I can so rap a song that I've already rapped a million times for 2 minutes in front of people, like, no problem. And another cool thing is it's kind of sweet because for the people that do know me, they're like, yo, man, it's an awesome opportunity. I'm so proud of you. Like, whatever, that's sick. For the people that don't know me, they're looking at me and they're like, I don't know how famous this guy is. Like, is he famous? And like, people will pull me aside and be like, dude, like,
you don't know who that is? No.
They're like, dude, like, yo, man, that was awesome. They'll dap me up like, yo, are you like on SoundCloud? And then I can kind of grin and be like, yeah, but I'm also on Apple Music and Spotify. They're like, like, they're shocked and they're just eating out of the palm of my hand, which is awesome. And they're just like, yo, like, where can I download your music? I'm like, yo, you got Apple Music? You got Spotify? Do you have Amazon? I'm on 150 different streaming platforms. Dude, that's awesome. So whatever you listen to music on, I'm on there. YouTube Red, Amazon, whatever, Pandora, Deezer, whatever it is, I'm on there. So you can find me anywhere. So for me to just be like, yo, pull out your phone. What are you listening to music on? And then I type it in. They see all my stuff. They're like, yo, they don't know how famous I am. They don't know anything. They're like, dude, can I have your autograph? Yeah.
Amanda was showing us the list of music you have too.
Yeah.
On her phone.
Mm-hmm. And I had a stack of CDs at the Synergy show, and I was selling a stack of CDs for $5 a pop. And people were at the table, at Jordan's table, like buying merch and stuff. And they're like, yo, what's this? I'm like, oh, man, it's my CD. Yo, you're that guy that just, yo, man, how much for a CD? How much for a CD? I'm like, $5. Like, here, man, and I was selling the CDs like, and these are CDs. That's like a dying, that's a dying thing. But just because it was an autographed CD, they don't know. And if it could be an investment. You never know. If I end up being big, they just got an autographed CD.
Meanwhile, Jordan's over the corner, be like, yo, Homeboy selling throughs.
Yeah, man.
For
Yeah.
real?
It's gonna turn.
No, but don't get it twisted.
Buy a shirt. Come on, let's go.
Don't get it twisted.
You know what,
I
that's
helped
it. It's
helped
on.
that
Let's
man
go.
sell shirts. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, okay.
Don't get it twisted.
All right,
get it
all right.
I got this dad. These two little kids came up. I was like, "Yo, little man, you want a shirt? Yeah. Don't you want one too, like your brother? Yeah. And then the dad kind of looked at me like, "Yo, man, like you just made me spend another $20. Come on, man." And I was like, "Hey, man, I'm just saying. That's what they're saying, you know."
Yeah.
And I told
feeding
him
the
the same
words,
thing.
you know?
Yeah, exactly, right?
I'm like, "Yo, it's an investment. Jordan's gonna be huge. Like, buy it." Yeah.
Mhm.
Without a doubt. Jordan's definitely going to be gone without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, I'm proud of him, man.
So what are some of the things that you would like to try and do in the wrestling world as far as, let's say, the yard goes? Because here we are, it's 2021.
Yep.
UWF season is coming up pretty soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
You faced Hellhound a few times now.
Mhm.
Really hasn't been a one-on-one.
Yeah. It's,
You know,
it's mostly
that-
been like group.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get that one-on-one going. I
Yeah.
want that kid one-on-one.
You know, and like
You
you've
know,
always been
that's gonna happen.
that close to the title, you know, and then you wind up doing your little spiel at the end of the match, good job, man. And then all of a sudden,
The boys came out.
Yeah, man. What can I say?
so like, I have my fair share running with you all.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
But
Really?
really?
Were you there? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
were you really there?
Yeah.
Some of it I don't remember, but
Yeah.
All I know is there was a guy in the ring who kept getting beat up. Was it really you?
I don't know, man. It was just some guy.
So now that a little bit of early release, I guess you could say, and I'll reveal it to you now, because you're here. The attack that went down on Hellhound, and they went ahead and issued the challenge for the title and everything, and Hellhound accepted and everything, but everything still needs to be signed and ended on. So one of the things that happened most recently was Julia has decided to, she still has some control, but she decided to, give it back in my direction. So now I'm the one who has that final say and that final signature on that bad boy. So I'm going to let you know now that the match is definitely happening.
Oh.
It is you versus Hellhound.
Oh.
So this goes out to that, whoever it is on YouTube, that no matter what we post, always leaves his mark in there or her mark in there about, we want to see Hellhound have a match, a good one-on-one match, and this and that, whatever. Every video. So out to you. It's definitely happening.
Oh, shoot.
So Ultimate Rebirth 5 is
For you
gonna
Hellhound fans, I'm sorry.
be you versus the
I'm
Hellhound.
gonna have to do it to him.
No outside interference. I gotta let you know right now.
Okay.
So the boys did their fair share of making sure they were.
They
Last
didn't
year.
do anything.
bit of
They were
chaos.
just there to support me.
So what we're gonna do this year, because I took over the realm again, kind of video. We're gonna keep little things that Julia put into place here. We want to see exactly what you guys are bringing to the table.
Okay.
The boys. Because you guys have, as you guys proclaim, you guys have the talent.
True.
And like Yankee has voiced and Perillo has voiced and everything. If it wasn't for you guys coming in, we wouldn't have all the followers that we have now, and the numbers keep growing and all this and that, whatever. So we're going to see how well you guys do, I guess you can say kind of individually instead of coming out as everybody.
Okay.
We'll see how well you all can do.
We'll see.
We'll
who
see exactly
sinks
how well
and who
you all
swims.
can do. Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because
Something that you may or may not know about me, Tom, is I've been a lone wolf my whole career, man. I've been on my own my whole career. This is the first faction I've ever really been a part of.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say most of the stuff that I was watching, you're like on your own.
Usually
more,
I'm the one versus the faction. Usually I'm
Yeah.
you getting beat up in the ring. Usually it feels
Okay.
good to be on this side.
Oh, okay.
This
All right.
side of things
All right.
runs, but hey, man, I'm perfectly capable of swimming on my own, man. I don't need the boys with me. I'm all for doing a match with Hellhound, man.
All right.
I'm all for
All
it.
right.
All right.
So
So
all for it.
that will definitely be a 2021 thing that will be coming up then.
Hell yeah. Ultimate Rebirth 5.
Let's take UWF to the next level, Tom.
Yes.
Let's do it. This is the year 2021, man. We're gonna take this to the next level, man.
Oh yeah,
Love to do that.
man, this is the first episode coming out in 2021 also, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Year
So
new us.
So
Yeah.
I think we should.
I think we're good right here. Okay.
We are.
All right.
So let's do one last thing.
All right. One
One
last
last
thing.
thing.
What's that one last thing you
The one
talked
last
about?
thing is Savannah, formerly known as Porcelain Princess, is a bit messed up in the head.
Okay.
Okay, little satanic at times, kind of a deal. She decided to wanted to do like her own show, kind of a deal, called Savannah's Playground.
Hmm.
So on Savannah's Playground,
So she's messed up in the head and she's got her own playground and you're allowing this.
absolutely.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to put all the facts out there.
Yes, absolutely.
So we all hear it.
So what we're going to be doing is, just like there's a lot of videos out there, of people eating, like hot stuff, hot chips, chocolates, hot sauces, and
Hot
pepper
wings.
eating hot wings.
That hot wing show where they see how
Yeah.
hot they go.
Yeah.
So for Christmas,
For Christmas. Someone got some assortments of hot sauces.
some hot sauces in.
Oh man.
So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be filming Savannah's Playground, the very first episode. So would you like to be the very first guest?
Oh, me? You want me to do that?
Oh yeah. But you won't be alone. You won't be alone. You see, because Savannah's going to be there,
Okay.
Yeah.
even though it's her show.
Mhm.
She will not be hosting it because she is going to partake, but she's going to be partaking for a certain reason.
Okay.
So Savannah.
There's like a challenge going on.
Oh
here?
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
man. I'm
Sorry,
excited
you're
now.
doing it too. That
I'm
you
doing
told me,
it.
and,
Austin's going to be
Wait,
jumping
what?
on in.
wait, what?
Yep.
You're doing it too, man. You're in here.
I guess I am. All right.
And
Came to the wrong playground, Austin.
I definitely did. All
so
right.
for Miss Savannah, let's just say she has a very high pain tolerance, and she loves horror movies. Guys getting chopped up and like in the movie Saws and everything.
Oh man.
She actually loves that.
Okay.
And let's not forget when she was playing The Floor Was Lava, she had a piece of tree branch go into like her knee, her leg area.
She got impaled in the leg with
Oh
a
my
branch.
Legit.
Yeah.
And her and I literally just sat there, just watched the doctor just take it, and she was just like, "Oh, that's really awesome." Didn't flinch at
That's
all.
nuts.
So
Okay.
So she wants to partake in this with us, just so then she can sit back and while she's eating, and everybody else is dying and begging for milk and everything, she's gonna just sit back and laugh. Because we're all big wrestling guys.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
tough guys, man.
We're
It's
big
something I
tough
can't
guys.
handle. I'm
Yeah,
confident.
she's lactose intolerant.
I
So.
like. She's lactose,
She
Yeah.
is.
and you got only milk to drink.
Yes,
Oh, so she's got nothing.
She's got
She got nothing.
She's got nothing.
she got nothing. So at the end of it, there are 9 stages.
9 of them.
There are 9 stages to go, and if you can make it all the way to the end, so her or I will explain the rules, but if you can make it to all the way to the end, you win a prize.
Ooh. Cash prize, huh?
Cash prize.
Oh shoot!
So are you down?
I'm down, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
You down,
so,
Austin?
Yeah, I'm
Let's do it,
in
man.
it too. So
Yo, I got the green card on this one.
yeah,
All right,
exactly.
here we go, guys.
Oh,
And it's
shoot.
still it's a scapegoat just in case.
It's a
You
scapegoat.
can't get out of this window. You can't get out of this window.
All right. No, I can't use my green card.
All right, you can't. All right, here, give me that. All right. So yeah, all right. So next episode, it's actually gonna be Savannah's Playground, not Flashpoint. So
Oh man, this is going up on UWF.
yeah, this is
Oh,
going up.
shoot.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it here live.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna get through all 9.
All right.
Prediction.
You heard him.
All
Early
9.
prediction.
All
All right.
9.
I'm gonna. I
Time
can't even say my
stamp it.
prediction. I'll say it on the video what my prediction is.
All right, let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you very much for coming to Flashpoint,
Dude, thank you
man.
for having me, guys.
Awesome.
I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for coming. And fans, definitely check out Joe's music here. Throw in your throw in.
Go ahead,
where they
throw it
can
in
find
there.
one more
Joe
time.
Likeaboss. It's Joe space Likeaboss, all one word. Any music platform, wherever you listen to music, you can type it in, whether it's YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to music. I'm on there. You can listen to my album. I have an upcoming project coming out soon. Go ahead and download it. Listen. Give me a follow. Give me a shout. Follow me on Instagram, Joe_Likeaboss. Again, all one word. same deal. So I appreciate you guys. I really do.
Yeah, man, no
Awesome, man.
problem. All right, so we shall see everyone here next time on either Spam's Playground or another Flashpoint.